A very good morning. Welcome to CTV Sports here on this another beautiful day in southern Florida. We are about to start the action in the Founders Cup 2023. Two big hitters, Audi in the white shirts, as you can see on your screen, out on the field against the in pink wearing Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen. And we have a slight little change in the lineup for you this morning. Let's just quickly go through the two teams. So, as I said, Audi in the white shirts, playing for Mark Ganzi, the very young, talented man by the name of Antonio Aguirre, coming in at number 1 off 1 goals. Then, of course, straight into the 10 goalers. Heta Castagnola at number 2, playing off, as I said, 10 goals. And at number 3, Nick Roldan. And at number 4, the man from Canada. That, of course, is none other than Mr. Fred Mannix. For Santa Rita, Trenque Lauquen, they are in the pink and white. We have Fran Spinacci, another young man coming in for Melissa Ganzi, playing off 0 goals. Lucas James at number 2 off 7 goals. And then Juan Martin Zubia at number 3, 9 goals. And the second 10-goal player, Juan Martinero. Your two, or our two mounted umpires this morning in this WPL Founders Cup game are Pepe Araja and Gaston Dorignac. And, of course, always our third man, the one and only Mr. Steve Lane. Here we go then. Ball is thrown into play, and I shall be telling you throughout this broadcast, of course, how these two teams have fared so far. We are in bracket number 2, and this is the third game here for both of these two teams, as we have the first whistle of the play. Nick Roldan picking that ball up from the sideboards. And there you see very clearly on your screens, coming down the field, getting already himself on that right of way, the man with the number 4 on a shirt, Juan Martinero. So a very quickly taken penalty, 5A from the spot for the team in pink, over to the far side. And that will be... Nero leaves that one behind. Nice little turn here. There comes the long drive. Oh, no, a bit of traffic stopping him in his tracks. So Audi will pick this ball up. Nicely turned, and there he is, the man who we saw a lot more of in that last game for Audi, Nick Roldan. Sends a nice long ball down the field. So both of these teams, as we expected, getting off to a very, very quick start here. Turned around once again. Nick Roldan getting a lot of touches here in this opening sequence of this first touch, of this first Chukka, beg your pardon. Now, nice little steal here. Now, this could be a break for Santa Rita. Trenque Lauquen, man with the number 3, Juan Martin Zubia, with a clear, nice little run to goal on the near side. Well, he puts that one through. There's not much that the number 1 there from Audi could have done. So, cracking goal here for Juan Martin Zubia, opening up the scoring account for Santa Rita. Trenque Lauquen, you saw with him going Antonio Aguirre, but a little too late. Cracking goal here for the 9-goaler, putting his team into the lead here in the first Chukka. Now, I did mention, I was going to tell you how these two teams have fared so far. Let's start with Santa Rita. They won their first game against Travieso, 10 goals to 7. But it wasn't quite, didn't quite go the way they wanted against Casablanca. They lost that one by 6 goals to 11. So they're in this game with a 1-1. Audi, on the other hand, doing very well. They won their first game against Casablanca. Remember, the winners of the All-Star Challenge, 15 goals to 11, and also took care of business beating Travieso 14 goals to 13. So they're coming into this game with a 2-0. So Santa Rita, Trenque Lauquen will be looking for their second win. And as I say, both of these teams not wasting any time in really getting things going. And now I think that was Mr. Nick Roldan. Let's have a look at that footage again. Here comes the ball. Watch Nick here on the right-hand side. A little under the neck. And, yeah, the horse there of Nick kicking that one over the back line. So a little bit of luck in an unlucky situation. There comes the... yeah, you see, he tried to just clear that out. So back to the centre they go. So that then makes it 2 goals to 0 here. So a little over 4 minutes left to play. And as I say, Santa Rita, Trenque Lauquen here getting off to a very, very fine start. And with 4:05, that will send the boys down for a courtesy change. So very quickly here to Santa Rita, picking up their first goal there from Juan Martin Zubia. And then, well, what looked like a kind of an own goal here right at the end of, or just before they went into the courtesy change. Quick pony change here. Once again, let me just talk you through who those players are. We've got the very young and the very talented on your screens as we speak, Fran Spinacci. And for him, I'm sure he'll be very excited to be playing alongside some of these World Polo League superstars. The same, of course, applies for Antonio Guerri. These two young kids, these two young players playing a lot of polo together. And, of course, great. This is another thing that Grand Champions does so much, which is support the up-and-coming talent and also giving them an opportunity. And what a great opportunity it must be for these players to be playing alongside Hector Castagnola, Nick Roldan, Fred Mannix, Lucas James, Juan Martin Zubia, and, of course, Juan Martin Nero. So, quick pony change. And as I say, 2-1. After that pony from Nick Roldan, unfortunately, knocked that ball into the goal. So, here we go then. Back to the action. Nice pass through the centre, looking for and finding Lucas James. He's got Spinacci out to his left. In comes the man with the number 4, Juan Martin Nero. Yeah, still a lot of traffic, but they're pushing hard. Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen, you can really firmly tell that they want to make a very early, solid impression here. But now it's Nick Roldan on the move. Takes that ball nicely over the halfway line. He's got a bit of traffic in front. He will try and keep possession for as long as he can. Just, coasting and working that ball through. Leaves that one for his number 2. A little cut shot. Nicely done here by Hector Castagnola, picking up his first goal of the game. So the first goal for Audi. And once again, good to see here how Nick, he had that was the traffic I was talking about up at the front door. Mannix just taking out that player. Then Nick decides to just leave that one over. And a very elegant little touch here from the number 2, Castagnola. You see how he put a nice little bit of a slice on that to make sure that that ball was going to go through the uprights. Back to the centre they go then. And my goodness, what a very, very quick Chukka here. 3 goals in, nearly 4 minutes. Once again, on the move now at the front door. Fran Spinacci. Little cut shot to try and take that out of the danger zone. He's done very well. A very clever player is that Fran Spinacci. Pick up here. Oh, this could be dangerous. Nice little pick up by the number 3, Juan Martin Zubia. They were dangerously close in front of that goal mouth, and you can see those 2 Audi attackers there wanted to get that ball back. Now the cut shot here under the neck from Nero, sends it up to the front door. No, Roldan gets a piece of it, sends it back down the field. The number 2 there, Castagnola, just sends it back into the open field, still very close to the boards. Now then, Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen again. Juan Martin Zubia needs to take that one round the bend there on the far side. Castagnola will come in and just take the pace out a little bit. Very quick change, a very quick turn here. Has to come back and pick up that ball now then. Zubia charging down the line. The umpire's there just giving advantage. Remember, you can't turn on the ball, and if there is not much of a gap for you to play in, then he could have been called on that. So good non-call here by the mounted officials. But the pressure still very much on and coming here from Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen. This time it'll be Juan Martin Nero. Yeah, just tries to correct that a little bit. Nero takes the shot. And that will go ever so slightly wide over the back line. So what an incredible pace here, especially Santa Rita, not wasting any time at all. Coming up to the 1 minute mark here left to play. I'm sure that Audi would like to be in a position to catch their breath. We've had the courtesy pony change. They are very close down by the pony line. So, of course, the players can change a pony at any given time if they so desire to do so. Well, it looks to me that they're going to go off the field. which would suggest that that will be the end of the first Chukka. So as I say, what a cracking start here to this Founders Cup game. And make sure you join us in just a few seconds when we come back for Chukka number 2 right here on CTV Sports.
Happy to be back in town, playing with the best teams, best boys, and, on the best field.
So we're going to start the season a full power horse.
I'm just happy to be back in Florida. It's hometown. Looking forward to getting back on these amazing fields.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. To the World Polo League host Mark and Melissa Ganze, I would like to congratulate the both of you for the opening of 2023 polo season in Florida. Thank you also for welcoming my best friend Mikey Romero and his Global Port team to the Grand Champions Polo Club to compete in the highest level of polo in North America. I wish you all the best of luck during this season, and God willing, I can come and visit Florida to meet you also and cheer for our Global Port team. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Know that God is good all the time. Thank you. Mabuhay.
Well, welcome back. We do apologize. There was still a good 50 seconds, 51 seconds exactly to be precise, left to play. We saw the players going off the field. So still just under a minute left to play here in this opening Chukka. And that hit in will be met by Mr. Nick Roldan. We do apologize for that. Over to the far side it goes then. Now then, can Audi, in the remaining few seconds of this Chukka, pick up the equalizer? Castagnolo will pick this one up. Sends a long, deep ball down the field. Once again, the rotation working very well here in Team Audi. Roldan, you see there hovering, picks up that loose ball. He's still got plenty of time to just hammer one. Here comes that long ball, and that will go out to the left-hand side. Well, you can see the umpire just wanting to make sure that he got it absolutely right with the goal judge. Well, that now for sure concludes and brings us to the end of that first Chukka. So 2-1 in favor of Santa Rita. This promises to be a very exciting game. Make sure you don't miss the action. We'll be right back right here on CTV Sports.
Happy to be back in town, playing with the best teams, best boys, and, on the best field.
So we're going to start the season a full power horse.
I'm just happy to be back in Florida. It's hometown. Looking forward to getting back on these amazing fields.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao. To the World Polo League host Mark and Melissa Ganze, I would like to congratulate the both of you for the opening of 2023 polo season in Florida. Thank you also for welcoming my best friend Mikey Romero and his Global Port team to the Grand Champions Polo Club to compete in the highest level of polo in North America. I wish you all the best of luck during this season, and God willing, I can come and visit Florida to meet you also and cheer for our Global Port team. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Know that God is good all the time. Thank you. Mabuhay.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on another beautiful morning. We are coming to you from Grand Champions Polo Club in this a very exciting opening chukka we've seen in the Founders Cup. Audi in the white shirts, currently down by 1-2 goals against Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen. Let me just quickly run you through those players one more time. In this morning for Audi, for the Cobra, Mark Gansi, Antonio Aguirre coming in off the same handicap, a 1 goal. And then Hector Castagnola at number 2 of 10 goals. Nick Roldan at number 3. Hector, of course, getting that first goal for Team Audi. And, of course, Mr. Mannix, Fred Mannix from Canada at back, playing off 7 goals. Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen, they are in the pink spirts, pink and white sleeves. We've got Fran Spinacci at number 1. In for Melissa Ganzi at number 2, Lucas James, a 7-goaler. And then Juan Martin Zubia of 9 goals. And, of course, Juan Martin Nero of 10. Both of those 2 players having scored in that first chukka. You join us now here. Chukka number 2. It is 2-1. And what an incredible opening chukka we saw just a few moments ago here, getting things underway. Now, of course, you might be expecting to hear the lovely voice of Dale Schwetz. He, this morning, is in the saddle. Man with many, many talents over at the SEBA Memorial 12 goal, which, of course, is also coming to a climax this week. So you're just going to have to do and bear with me on my lonesome here this morning. But Dale sends his regards, of course, to all of those tuning in and, of course, watching fieldside here at Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 3. We just saw another run there by Nick Roldan. Here it is, picking up that ball off the sideboards. Nicely done, very straight line. In comes the challenge there from the number 3 from Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen. Yeah, and that was just slightly running a little bit in front of that player. So a little bit of shading, you could call it blocking. So good call here by the mounted officials to award an open goal penalty, 3 in favour of Audi. So Juan Martin Zubia, who came across there just a little bit, cutting it very, very fine. And, of course, the umpires will be keeping an eye out for that. So, chance now for Mr. Castagnola. And you can see how straight that is, going straight into someone's back garden there. Nicely done. Second goal conversion here for Hector Castagnola, picking up his second and his first penalty, 3, making it 2 goals apiece. So back to the centre they come then. Still a little bit early for a courtesy change. The umpires try and make that happen around about halfway through a chukka. Of course, your 2 umpires, once again, Pepe Araja and Gaston Dorignac. And that ball had been thrown in. Nice little pick up there by Nick Roldan, giving the ball back to the umpire. And they're going to repeat that throw-in. This time coming in from the far side by Pepe Araja. Nice little backhand, open played and picked up now by Juan Martin Nero. Nero will go for the cut shot. There it is. How fine has he cut it? Well, not fine enough. Just went out to the left-hand side. You can see the goal judge there just indicating that that ball went out to the right-hand side. So it'll be placed on that back line. Now remember the unique committee decision here on for this Founders Cup is that any team or any player hitting the ball from beyond the halfway line, so it must be just minimum, just beyond that halfway line. If they were to take a shot and score, they would be awarded 2 points. Haven't yet had that happen so far in the Founders Cup. But now let's look at this play once again. Coming down the line. There is the under-the-neck shot from Mannix. And looks like, coming charging down the line. Another Audi player. So another pretty open, closed, shut case here. Cutting across that right-of-way. So a right-of-way penalty is the call here by the 2 mounted officials. Just coming in a little bit too too much of an angle there. Fred Mannix just trying to eavesdrop there on what the two umpires are saying. So a good call here. Unintentionally, I'm sure, but a foul is, of course, a foul. So another open goal, penalty 3 in favour of Audi. And once again, stepping up to do the honours is Rita Castagnola. Well, that looks about as straight as you're going to see those penalties being taken. So 2 in a row here for Castagnola. That's overall his 3rd goal. And, of course, now with that conversion, puts his team Audi in the lead for the first time. Remember, they left Chukka 1 when Santa Rita came out. Very, very powerful. A goal from Juan Martin Nero and then a goal from a goal from Juan Martin Zubia. And then a goal which Nick Roldan tried to block and tried to save. The horse there just not helping. The shot coming from Juan Martinez, and they left the field, as I say, 2-1. But Audi have very much revved up that engine here in Chukka number 2, picking up 2 penalty 3s. As we have another whistle on that play. Gaston Dorignac, there you can see in your screens, just explaining to Castagnola and to Nick Roldan what and how he saw this. Now, remember, in the World Polo League, the teams have a challenge per half, which if they decide to use that challenge and win that challenge, they retain that challenge. If that challenge, however, is overruled, they lose that challenge, and that cannot be brought forward into the second half. And as my dear friend Dale would say, it's always an interesting strategy as and when to use that challenge, that risk-reward matrix. Now we are in Chukka number 2, and it would lend itself, or the suggestion would be to make use of that challenge when obviously the team is absolutely convinced that it's going to go their way, because that challenge can make or break a team's run of flow. And the question is always, of course, when to use. Ideally, they won't need to use the challenge. Umpires, of course, can use the trigger at any time, go back to review a play if they deem it necessary. And, of course, they will initially consult the third man, the IRO, the instant replay official, of course, who has all the angles from all the different cameras, the end zone cams, the center cam, of course, the drone, giving you these amazing images, and center cam also. But this looked like a pretty open shut case here for the umpires, and no need for any challenge. So 3:43, some of the players have already made the most of the opportune time to go and get themselves a fresh set of fresh set of legs, and the result of that infringement is a penalty 4. Remember, that is a defended penalty. And Juan Martin Nero puts that one slightly out to the right-hand side, depending on how you're looking at it. From me here, of course, in the CTV studios, that was the left, but on the field, that would have been the right. So, dodging a bullet there. And ball brought back into play by the number 2, by Rita Castagnola. And we know what a strong, powerful hitter he is, especially as well as this man picking it up nicely on the near side. Here we go then. Nick Roldan, great ball control. He's got 2 defenders covering him. There comes the shot with a slight angle from the number 4, from Fred Mannix. He came back up down the field, but not able to hit the target on that occasion. It just went wide. So, as I say, Audi a lot stronger here after that that blitz attack that we saw from Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen in that opening Chukka. Just waiting for play to be called before Juan Martin Zubia will, of course, then knock this ball into play. Now, remember, we will have stats, of course, as always, coming up on your screens after Chukka number 3, and then again at the end of the game. So stick around for that. It's always a very, very, not only an interesting read, but it gives you a very, very good idea of how these teams are playing. Also regarding the fouls committed, the wins on the throw-ins. And so far, it has still been a relatively fun, fast, very fast flowing game. Not that many infringements, not that many issues for the umpires, who of course will be as lenient as they can, always putting health and safety, of course, at the most important element of this game. Well, unlucky there is Franz Spinacci, wasn't able to finish that one off. Very, very strong, talented young player, but the danger still in front of goal there as Lucas James tried to get a piece of that. So once again, Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen pushing up and giving Audi a really good run for their money. Here comes the shot once again from James. Now with the number 1, Spinacci trying to get a piece of it. Well, they're all firing at all cylinders here. Oh, nice little steal in front of goal. Little under the neck shot. Well, the shot came, but I believe we had a whistle there as well. Juan Martinero finished it off. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that goal stands. Let's look at the action again, right in front of that goal mouth. Here we go. There's a lot of players coming down the line. There is the hook. And then a little under the neck shot. But Audi clearly appealing. Well, no, the goal stands. The goal is given. So, Juan Martinero for Santa Rita, picking up the equalizer. Looked relatively clean to me as well. A lot of traffic going on in front of that goal mouth. Here we go, back to the action. Sent back by the number 3, Juan Martin Zabia. Gets it over the halfway line. Stolen very quickly here by Fred Mannix. And he will hammer that near side backhand, which is met on the line by Zubia. Now, Zubia saw that going up there was Franz Spinacci. Tried to send that ball over to him on his stick side. Audi, once again, a little bit under pressure here. Managing to steal that one now then. Can they run with it? Here we go. Audi on the move. Left behind. Once again, Lucas James, very active, playing a very good game, getting a lot of touches. Now over on the far side, beg your pardon, Nero. Nero wants to, well, he wants to, you can see they're trying to get an under the neck shot. He gets an angle. My goodness, what a cracking shot here. Look at that as he comes down the line. Wants to get a little bit closer. He knows it's a tight angle and just hammers one from a good 45, 50 yards out there. Absolutely amazing goal under the neck there by Juan Martinero. And as I say, with that, picks up not only his second, but also, well, his third, I should say. And not only gets the equalizer, but with that goal puts his team, Santa Rita, back in front by 4-3. That is it then for Chukka number 2. 2 goals apiece. So very evenly balanced. Looking forward to Chukka number 3. I hope you are too. Make sure you stay with us here on CTV Sports.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in that position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chukka TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us, as I keep saying on this, and it is now gone into the afternoon. It was a beautiful morning. They started at 11 o'clock. And as I say, welcome back to, well, the first action here in Chukka number 3. And you see that young man, Juan Martin Zubia, excuse me, getting, or dismounting there unintentionally. He's back up on his feet. Let's watch this again. The ball gets thrown in, and yeah, he gets a knock there from an Audi player, Nick Roldan. And that pony's thinking, right, I'm out of here. So unintentional, of course, and Nick Roldan getting himself on that line. Most important, of course, is that the player, Juan Martin Zubia, is okay. We'll have the medics look at him. Whilst the two umpires, once again, let me tell you who they are, Pepe Araja and, of course, Gaston Dorignac will be reviewing that play. I'm sure they'll be talking to the IRO, the instant replay official. Chance for me to, whilst they are talking, you can see him there just being taken off the field for the medics, just to make sure he's okay, give him the all clear before he gets back in the pony, on his pony. So Audi coming in today for Mark Ganzi, Antonio Aguirre, 1-goal player, very, very strong, very young player there, playing at number 1. Hector Castagnola, having scored the 3 goals so far for Audi, at number 2, 10 goals. Nick Roldan at number 3 of 8 goals. Fred Mannix at number 4 of 7 goals. Santa Rita, Trenque Lauquen in the pink and white shirts here. Franz Binacci at number 1, coming in for Melissa Ganzi. At number 2, Lucas James. And then the man who is now back in the saddle again, which is good news, Juan Martin Zubia. Also scored a goal in the first Chukka, and Juan Martinero, the 10-goaler, the second 10-goaler here this afternoon. Juan Martinero at number 4, having scored 3 goals so far in this game. And that's put Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen in the lead by 4 goals to 3. And we are, as I say, here in Chukka number 3. And once again, this man, 10 goals to his name, the number 2 on his back, Castagnola. A bit of a half-volley shot there, no mistake. Well, that was to be expected, so close in front of goal, picking up his 4th. And with that, the equaliser here for Audi. On the approach, sends it slightly out to the right, but then finishes it with not much effort needed. And as I say, there is the equaliser, making it 4 goals apiece here in Chukka number 3. After which, of course, we will be showing you, as we do always at halftime and at the end of the game, the halftime stats. So stick around for that. But now let's go back to Nick Roldan, who tried to find a little bit of space there to work with. Ball got sent back, but very quickly picked up by Castagnola. Castagnola with quite a bit of time and space here to just think what he wants to do. Waiting for a teammate, in this case Nick Roldan, to create a bit of space for that pass. But as we know, Castagnola, lethal anywhere on the field. Getting closer and closer and closer until he deems it close enough to take a shot on goal. And this time, just ever so slightly wide. So Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen need to maybe adjust a little bit the space that they're giving to this 10-goaler, because, well, he passed it to Nick Roldan once. Nick Roldan gave it back to Castagnola, and he just had a bit of a field day playing that ball exactly how and where he wanted it to, and that ball would have normally gone in. So I'm sure that will have been a bit of a reminder for Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen how they need to keep that man in check. Now then, Mr. Mannix stops, turns, literally on the halfway line, sends that ball back to where it came from, deep into the half of Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. And of course, who is that there? None other than this young man. And this time, no mistake, Castagnola, but you got to give it to Mannix as well. What a great pass. Here it comes once again. And look how he read it. He read it so well. Yeah, no danger there, as the player with the number 3, Juan Martin Zubia, came down. So good call and a great finish here. Goal number 5 for Hector Castagnola. So Audi, after containing Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen here in that very, very fast first Chukka when they came out, all guns blazing. Remember, it was 2-1 for Santa Rita at the end of that first period of play. Chukka number 2, both teams with 2 goals apiece. And now the rotation working here for Audi. Mr. Mannix on the move. Coming up there with him is Lucas James. Mannix. And he's another one of those players who is very, very dangerous in front of goal. Ball kept in play by Juan Martin Nero. Picked up by Zubia. Now then, Zubia, what choice has he got and who can he play it to? That's a very nice ball. He had Franz Finacci in the corner of his eye. Nick Roldan having to come back to pick up that ball. Slams on the brakes there. Still Roldan has to concede and move away from that line. Nice little turn here by Lucas James. Zubia coming in to take out the next player, and that would have been Castagnola, who was appealing there. Felt that he might have been hard done by having his right of way taken. Well, he's got the ball. Well, he hasn't. I thought he might pick up that ball in the corner, but Santa Rita very quick to come back. There was the open backhand. Ball is still very much alive. In comes Nero. Juan Martin gets a bump and a ride off there from the number 1, from Antonio Aguirre. Looking for a little gap. They still... No, now the whistle comes and stops the play. As Nero got himself, well, he found himself a little bit of a gap there to take that one around. We're going to look at that once again. In comes the ride-off from Antonio Aguirre. Not sure if that was the foul, the earlier of the 2 fouls. 3:07 on the clock, or a little over 3 minutes left to play it on the clock. As you can see there with the number 4, Juan Montenegro, changing ponies. Well, be interesting to see what the umpires made of that play as the players come back out onto the field. Nick Roldan also just getting himself a fresh set of legs. Well, what a cracking game this is turning out to be. And with that scoreline, 5-4, still a very, very open game. This could be like we had yesterday. We had a game that had to go into overtime, which has been quite often the case here at Grand Champions Polo Club and Santa Rita, of course. But that is just a reflection of how very well balanced all of the teams are, whether they're playing at the 6-goal, the 8-goal, which is where we had that the Halo Polo Trophy 8-goal 2023, where we had the overtime. There you can see Mr. Castagnola Senior, former 10-goal player, and of course now very much coaching Hector Castagnola, one of the strongest players of his day. Great to have Lola Castagnola here as well. Well, if you get the chance to come and join us here at Grand Champions Polo Club, you are going to be surrounded with polo royalty, I like to call them. 10-goal players, of which we have 6 in total, 9-goal players, of which we have 2, 6 8-goal players, and 9 7-goal players. So after that play, umpires have decided to give it an open goal penalty to Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen, converted nicely here by Lucas James, picking up his first of the match. And of course, with that, we are all level again, 5 goals apiece, and just under 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. Now remember, we do have another Founders Cup match coming up this afternoon, also from bracket number 2. Casablanca will be taking on Travieso. That'll be coming on your screens at 4 o'clock this afternoon. But now Nick Roldan, the man who knows how to cut a ball, he will send that nicely up to the front door. And one of the youngsters there, Antonio Aguirre, just not able to quite finish it. He was going flat out. The pass was, well, as good as you're going to expect to get a pass from Nick Roldan, but just not able to steer that one through the uprights. So Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen dodging a bullet there, and the ball will be knocked back into play by Juan Martin Zubia. who had that unfortunate little tumble a little earlier on, straight away back on his feet. So it's good news that he did not sustain any serious injury. On the boards then, once again, Juan Martin Nero, Nick Roldan, the first defender. And it looks like Nick Roldan might get caught here. Yeah, and you see he's not happy. I don't think necessarily with the umpire's decision, but with his own play here. And that's just a little bit too close for comfort there. You can see a bit of a blocking going on. Yeah, you can see he's shaking his head. But again, a good call by our two mounted officials. And you've got to give it up to the players. I mean, they are going at an exceptional, very fast speed. So an easy mistake and an unintentional mistake to make to just get yourself slightly out of situ. And in this case, in front of the player. So again, a very solid call here by our mounted officials, and another chance for Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen to pick up another goal and do the old switcheroo and retake the lead. So an open goal penalty. Once again, the man who's been very consistent. A penalty for, beg your pardon, not an open goal penalty, a penalty for. So a defended penalty, but let's see how Lucas James fares here. Wow, that difficult call to make from where I'm sitting. If you were to draw a line going up, but the goal stands. The goal stands. So just managed to sneak that one in on the inside of that post. Lucas James picking up his second, and this, of course, his first penalty for. And as I say, puts Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen back in the lead. Now remember, they're in this tournament at the moment with a 1-1. Audi with a 2-0, and they, of course, would like to leave the field with a clean slate, making it 3-0. But they've got quite a bit of work to do because this Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen team are playing very, very solid. All four players. There comes the near side back once again from Nero. Yeah, he got a piece of it, did Franz Pinacci. Left now for Zubia. Now Zubia will center this one or straighten this one out. Zubia, one little touch, tries to finish it on the near side. Little pick up, a nice little steal there by Castagnola. But Lucas James able to get it back for Santa Rita. A lot of traffic in front of that goal mouth. And we do have a whistle. Now then, that'll be an interesting one because it looked relatively clean up until, well, that hook was still relatively, I think, within the boundaries. That, I think, if anything, could be the slight coming in front just a tad too early there. We'll have to wait and see what the two umpires make of that. Well, we'll have to wait until we come back for Chukka number 4. So that, for the moment, is how it stands. 2 goals apiece, and here are those halftime stats. Santa Rita with, well, just 1 shot more on goal than Audi. So that's pretty level. Well, you have it right there. Shots on goal, 9 goals apiece. Knock-ins, again, just the one difference there. Throw-ins, same again. Just the one difference. Slightly, but only by 2 more than Santa Rita. Audi committing 2 more fouls. Penalties, again, very, very level. So all in all, reflected, of course, on the score sheet here. 6 goals to 5 in favour of Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. So all to play for, and I'm sure it will be a very exciting, thrilling second half. Make sure you join us right here on CTV Sports when we come back.
This is a championship meet. All the best jockeys in the world are here, and I'm excited to ride against them. And you get to watch some really incredible, talented athletes out there.
To us, it's a place to be in the winter.
I love Gulfstream Park because of the racing.
The palm trees, the beach is right here. The horse racing is some of the best in the country.
A lot of good horses come out of here. And if you want to go to the next level, Gulfstream Park was the place to come.
I remember the first time I came to Gulfstream, it was like this big fairy tale place. All the history. And all these great horses, trainers, jockeys. It was everything I ever dreamed of.
My name is Augustin Malman. I am a chef. I trained with my uncle in Argentina in several restaurants, and now I travel the world creating unique experiences, all cooked with fire. For this event, we came from California. My team and I had some previous events there, and we traveled with my wood oven trailer and all of our grills from Santa Barbara, California. Well, when we got here, we always arrive about a week prior to the event. There's several things that we order from out of town, like the firewood. We make reservations of all of the rental items, kitchen equipment, anything we need prior to our arrival is already reserved. And then once we arrive into town, we'll source out whatever products are on the menu, like fish, red meats, fruit, vegetable, anything that we need specifically for that menu that we chose. We will source it once we get in town. My team is everything. I mean, I always tell them and to my clients, without a good team, you can't execute these kind of dinners. It takes a lot more work than what people see when they show up to the events. It takes, like I said, I mean, sometimes weeks to prepare for an event like this because we're traveling from out of town, so we have to source everything we're not familiar with. The new barn is, I mean, we're here, and this is the first dinner we're doing here, so we're very excited to be here. It's amazing. It's a great place to be, and it has this inner courtyard, which is amazing to do dinners, with a special area back here behind me to do all of our grilling and the fire showcase. So it's great to be here. It's a beautiful place. It's very different being up in the mountains, but I mean, I feel with Melissa and Mark and all the events we do together, I mean, I feel like it's home. You know, we've been cooking for them for about 4 or 5 years now. But as far as showcasing what we want to showcase and being in an incredible place like Aspen Valley Polo Club, that's no difference to Wellington. I mean, it's a beautiful place up here. It's going to be a 4-course seated meal. As the first course, we have a halloumi cheese that we sear on our fire plancha with shrimp, pine nut gremolata sauce on top. The second course seated will be a roasted beetroot salad with goat cheese and arugula, lemon zest and olive oil. And then the main course tonight will be a mashed potato, sweet potato puree with skirt steak and chimichurri sauce. My name is Augustin Malman, and we are in Aspen Valley Polo Club, one of the most beautiful places to do an outdoor fire dinner experience.
Foot golf, it's a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick this many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the US Open are the 2 top US tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on CTV Sports. And, of course, a warm welcome to those of you watching it out on the field. We are at Grand Champions Polo Club. Another glorious sunny day here. They started at 11 o'clock this morning. This, of course, the first of our two bracket number 2 Founders Cup games here in the third round, if you will, as we continue the action with a very quickly taken penalty 5A. Remember, the first half ended with a whistle on the play. The umpires decided to give it in favour of Audi, and this is what we've been waiting for, to see this young player here with the number 1. And that, of course, is Antonio Aguirre, getting a very nice run, taking that ball all the way down the field, and you can see he's happy with that. He had a chance in the first, Chukka. So Antonio Aguirre picking up his first goal. Let's watch this again as he takes the ball down. The ball came from Castagnola. Good first touch here on the approach, in a straight line, keeping his composure and just doing enough there. Cracking goal from the youngster. Well done, Antonio Aguirre. And as I say, with that, not only his first goal, but picking up the equaliser. So 6 goals apiece. We did suggest that this was going to be a very exciting second half. Let me just talk you through how they fared in the first half. If you've just joined us, once again, the players, of course, Antonio Aguirre at number 1 for Audi. Rita Castagnola at number 2, the man on the ball as I speak. 10-goal player Nick Roldan at number 3 of 8 goals. And Fred Mannix at number 4 of 7 goals. Another one of those monster shots here from Castagnola. And a little backhand shot. Oh, what a cracking play that was. Like to see that one again. Here we go. There's the long drive coming from Castagnola. Now, coming in with a backhand. Super goal. Now, he did have a man with him, so he will not have been offside. Just wanting to find out who that... Fred Mannix. Fred Mannix. What an amazing goal here from Fred Mannix. So that now makes it 3 out of 4. The only player left to score here for Audi will be Nick Roldan. Let's now go back to Santa Rita. Quick rundown. The other young player, that is Franz Pinacci, playing at number 1 for Melissa today. Lucas James at number 2. He already scored twice in Chukka number 3. Out of play and a penalty 4, which he converted. And then, of course, Juan Martin Zabia with a goal in the first. And, of course, playing at number 3 of 9 goals, and Juan Martinero, the 10-goal player, picking up 3 goals in the first 2 Chukkas. 7 goals to 6, so that equaliser that came in just a few moments ago from Antonio Aguirre, short-lived as Audi, I beg your pardon, as Audi pick up that second goal with Fred Mannix. And once again, Santa Rita on the move here. A little under the neck shot. Did he get a piece of it? Well, I think he might have been unlucky. It came off the pony. Slight deflection. But my goodness, what an incredible game and what an incredible pace we're seeing here this afternoon from both of these two teams. And they've certainly got their work cut out. So this is turning out to be quite a busy day at the office for both of these two teams. Once again on the move, Rita Castagnola. Over on the far side, still has possession. Castagnola launches another long ball, and again, that rotation working so well. This time it's back to the number 1 player, Antonio Aguirre. Can he pick up another one? Of course he can. Absolutely superb polo being shown here by Audi, and goal number 2. He will be delighted with that, Antonio Aguirre. Again, the long pass coming from Rita Castagnola. And again, he keeps his composure. He saw that he didn't have a lot of room to play with, reaches far out, just lets the mallet, lets the stick do all the work for him. And that really is a superb second goal here, keeping his composure by that young player, Antonio Aguirre. So he'll be happy. And for the first time in this game, Audi putting the foot down here, increasing their lead. Have a nice little cushion now of 2 goals, 8 goals to 6. We are on the nose halfway through this Chukka. So a courtesy change, of course, as always, applicable around about this time. But my goodness, what an incredible game we are seeing here on CTV Sports. As I say, today, Dale Schwetz not with me. He's out there doing a game as an umpire. Of course, many strings to that man's bow, Dale Schwetz. I hope he's having a good game out there. The Sieber Memorial, of course, which is also coming up to a climax this week. We've got the final of that coming up tomorrow. A lot of polo going on here at Grand Champions Polo Club from all levels, from 6 to 26 goal, and of course the 8 goal, the 12 goal, which are still very much going on. Back to the center they go then for a throw-in. Audi, as I say, for the first time here in this game with a 2-goal cushion, but the ball's been won by Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. Nice long ball up to the front door. And yes, we would like to see this young man also get on the score sheet. Fran Spinacci, very talented player. Not only technically very sound, of course, no wonder with his dad, Pablo, teaching him all the tricks of the trade, but also a very intelligent and clever player. And as I say, plays a lot of polo alongside and with and against Antonio Aguirre. And it's great to see these youngsters coming in to play with the, well, the world's best. Remember, this, of course, the WPL, which has and features the world's best, play the highest level of polo anywhere outside of Argentina, actually anywhere outside of Argentina and the world, and that is right here at Grand Champions Polo Club. This in its 5th year now. This absolutely outstanding World Polo League. Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen then have a little bit of work to do. Remember, they drew level. It was 6 apiece right at the beginning of Chukka number 4. But then Audi with 3 goals coming in very quickly. And there's that long ball. This will go slightly out to the right-hand side. So still all to play for. And none of these two teams showing any signs of easing up at all. They want this. Now, of course, Santa Rita will be looking for their 2nd win. Remember, they won their first one against Travieso, but weren't so successful in their 2nd against Casablanca. Audi, on the other hand, they beat Casablanca. That was a thrilling game, 15 goals to 11, and also took care of business, beating Travieso 14 goals to 13. So Audi very much looking for that clean slate here when they leave the field. Remember, at the end of Chukka number 6, we will be bringing you the end of match stats as well. Well, the way things are at the moment, there won't be that much of a change. Obviously, a few more shots on goal and 2 more goals as it stands at the moment here in favor of Audi. But now let's watch this young man, Fran Spinacci, trying to untangle himself. Turned around nicely by Juan Martin Nero. But Nero is going to have to just concede that little backhand shot to Hector Castagnola. Well, whistle will stop the clock. Just under a minute left to play. Here we see the backhand as Juan Martin Zubia appealing there, saying that should have been his right of way, his line. Umpires, I'm sure, will have compared notes on that one, deliberating if they have to. Remember, they can call a trigger, put it into the 3rd man. Our IRO, our instant replay official, of course, is field side. He can watch all the action frame by frame, of course. And that appeal by Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen has been heard by the umpires. Again, a pretty open shut case here, and they've decided to award a penalty too. So an open goal. Now remember, the team who wants to challenge can not only challenge the foul in itself, but they can also challenge the ball placement. But it looks like this is not going to be the case here. Everybody is in agreement that that was a clear foul. So an open goal, a penalty 2 now. And that will be once again taken by Lucas James. Remember, he scored twice in that last Chukka. And he will make it look so easy, picking up his first penalty too. Remember, he scored a penalty 4 and a goal out of play. So goal number 3 for Lucas James, bringing his team back within 1 goal of that 8 already scored by Santa Rita. So new score, 8 goals to 7 here in Chukka number 4. And I doubt very much if they're going to be back in time for that ball to be thrown in. Oh, no, they are. No, they're not. So my timing was pretty close. So end of Chukka number 4 then. 3-1 is how they leave the field in favor of Audi, scoring 3 times. Antonio Aguirre scoring 2 cracking goals. Fred Mannix also with a very nice goal right at the beginning of that 4th Chukka, and then a goal here, a penalty 2 by Lucas James. Brings that team back within 1 goal. We'll be back for Chukka 5 and 6 when we return after this short break. Stay with us here on CTV Sports.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Hi, I'm Tomacho Pérez.
Hello, I'm Nacho Figueras.
Hello, I'm Martín Muñoz.
I'm Gonzalito Pérez.
I'm Alejandro Novillo Estrada.
Hello, I'm Nacho Novillo Estrada. I made goals and here back in Aspen.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, great to have you with us. A warm welcome. If you've just joined us, well, then you have missed 4 amazing Chukkas, but fear not, we have 2 more Chukkas coming up, and I've got a feeling they're going to be just as exciting as the first 4 between these 2 very, very big names that are out there on the field here at Grand Champions Field number 3. Audi in the white shirts. That's Nick Roldan there with the number 3, picking up that ball against Santa Rita. Trenque Lauquen in the pink and white, who had a little bit of a comeback campaign in that last Chukka. Audi won that last Chukka by 3-1. Came out very, very strong. Antonio Aguirre picking up 2 goals. Just the 1 penalty 2 conversion by Lucas James. But let me just tell you how they did thus far. Chukka number 1, when Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen came out, all guns blazing. They won that 2-1. That's how they left the field. Chukka number 2 then, 2 penalty 3s scored by Hector Castagnola. And 2 goals coming by Juan Martinero. Left it 4-3. Chukka number 3 then, again, very evenly balanced. 2 goals apiece, 2 by Hector Castagnola, a penalty, 4 by Lucas James, and a goal out of play by Lucas James, again, with that 1 goal difference, 6-5. And then things got heated up a little bit here in Chukka number 4. 2 cracking goals by Antonio Aguirre and 1 by Fred Mannix. 3-1 was how they left it. Just saw the 1 goal from Lucas James, but that was enough to bring that team back within 1 goal. And we've just had confirmation of another penalty an open goal penalty in favor of Audi based on that last play. And stepping up to take this penalty 3 will be Hector Castagnola, which if he scores will be the 3rd conversion of a penalty 3 here in this game. And Castagnola, as was to be expected, will not make a mistake there. And there is the 2-goal cushion restored for Audi, 9 goals to 7. Well, the last time they did that, it was 8 goals to 6, and Santa Rita, Trenque, and Lauquen came back very, very strong. So nothing really to go by. Important now, of course, with this being the penultimate 5th Chukka, is to win those throw-ins, which they've done. It was very, very evenly balanced in the stats, which you may remember that we showed you at the half-time break. Shots on goals were also identical, 9 goals apiece. Now then, I was hoping that Franz Spinacci would pick that one up. I think that young player is very much owed a goal. His good friend Antonio Aguirre, having already hit the target twice, another whistle will stop the clock with just coming up to the 6-minute mark. Here we look at the play. Yep, and you can see, well, that's the 2nd time. He slightly overran that. Nick Roldan coming across that right of way. Remember, that's the golden rule in polo. You cannot come at a 90-degree angle and take the player's right of way. So we did that a little bit earlier. I believe it was in Chukka 2 where we had a similar sort of scenario, which also went against Audi. And once again here, and the result of that play, of course, means that Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen will get a penalty. And once again, the man to do the honours there with the number 2, Lucas James. To bring his team back within that 1 goal. That's exactly what they did in the last Chukka. Here we go then. Well, that didn't go anywhere near the goal, but the ball is still, well, it's still live, very much alive and contained here. Juan Martin Zubia trying to untangle himself there, and that ball will go through. Wouldn't mind having another closer look at that. Who got the finishing touch here on your screens there? Well, you can see Zubia. But I think the ball actually came from Lucas. Zubia then, yeah, pushes it through. So we will give that one to Juan Martin Zubia. So as I said, Santa Rita will come back and reduce it to just that 1 goal as they go back to the halfway line for the next throw-in. Ball comes out. This time it'll be Audi picking up and winning that throw-in. Head to Castagnola. Has a little look. Who can he play it to? Sends one under the neck there of the pony. Nicely met by Nick Roldan. This man with an incredible eye for the ball, and that one-touch polo, that strategy, that game plan to send it back. This time it'll be the number 4, Fred Mannix. Shoots it out to the left-hand corner. I think there might have been a deflection on that play. Now, nice little pick-up here by Juan Martin Nero, but they are still under pressure. Zubia coming in. Well, they're all coming in, wanting a piece of the action. Be an interesting call to see what our 2 mounted officials make of that play. There you see that Juanma picked it up nicely on the near side. Was there a little bit of a contact there? Zubia coming in also at a bit of an angle. It was Hector Castagnola. Well, it's quickly taken. Roldan will send it back. Juan Martin Nero. Just trying to change the direction. Cuts it across. Wanting a nice position to take that shot. And I like that. He's sending those balls over to Franz Spinacci. Now then, Francisco Spinacci not able to get the right kind of touch on that ball. Once again, Mannix will come and pick this one up. Fred Mannix. And we know how much he liked to and how much we love to see him run the ball. Once again, of course, on a beautiful 4-legged athlete. Back to Castagnola. He's topped that slightly. Castagnola, a nice little hook. stopping him from making that second shot from Zubia. Juan Martinero, nice little chip shot, straight into the path and into the run here of Juanma Zubia. He knows he's got a man on. And that is no one other than Antonio Aguirre. Well played, Antonio, taking on the 9-goaler there. 1 goals versus 9 goals. Castagnola sends it back, looking to feed this ball up to Nick Roldan. And he's got a bit of space to work with. Now then, Roldan slightly overcooked it, but remember, this man can cut a ball and will find an angle. Just give him half a chance. He'll leave that one for Castagnola. He was in a better position. There was a deflection. Nick Roldan once again moving up to pick this one up. Can he turn it? Castagnola. Ball is still very much alive. Now they want to make sure they don't get called on a blocking foul. Well, you give him a chance and he will take you to the cleaners. Hector Castagnola picking up another sweet little goal here. That is goal number 2, 4, 6, 7. Goal number 7 for Castagnola. And again, that 2-goal cushion. Double figures now here for Audi. And the 2.5-minute mark left to play here in Chukka number 4. Now, if Audi can keep this going, they will be on course for their 3-in-a-row win. Here we see once again now there was a slight deflection coming off Lucas James's pony, but the shot, of course, from Hector Castagnola. And I'm sure Audi will be happy with that extra goal. So, as I said, this afternoon, make sure you join us. We've got a double-header here of the Founders Cup. Casablanca, remember Casablanca already with a big victory under their belt, winning the All-Star Challenge. And that'll be Grant Ganzi, Tomacho Pierres, Barto Castagnola. So the brother of Hector will be taking centre stage this afternoon. And then, of course, a very strong hitting machine, that is Jesse Bray. He's coming in with that 7-goal handicap, playing number 4 position. They're up against Travieso, who are yet to win a game here, but they've been playing very, very solidly. They conceded to Santa Rita in their opener by 7 goals to 10, and also to Audi was very close, 13 goals to 14. So Travieso with Teo Calle, Tincho Merlos, Tomas Panello, and of course Nacho Navijo Estrada. They will be on your screens this afternoon. But now back to this young man, a big favourite here at the CTV Sports Studios. We like to encourage, of course, all the young players that are coming up, and we've seen him grow over the years. Fran Spinacci playing ever so well. And again, for him at that young age, to be playing alongside some of, I'm sure, his heroes, and also being very, very effective in that team. He's had a couple of good runs on goal. Still waiting for that first goal. That ball will go over the sideboards, as you can see, just chipped over. So there will be a change of possession. And I remember it wasn't that long ago, at least it didn't seem like it wasn't that long ago, where when the ball went out of play, they'd have a line-up on that spot and there'd be a throw-in. Now, similar to other sports like soccer, the ball goes out of play, the opposition gets the ball. And let's see if we're going to see a little bit of magic here. Long distance shot from Castagnola. Yeah, slightly out to the left-hand side of that goal post. But again, incredible the power of Castagnola. Maybe the wind got a bit of that ball, did not allow it to go through. As Santa Rita now coming up to the 1-minute mark. Down by 2 goals, 10 goals to 8 for Audi as I speak. And let's see if they can steal another one, which would be very much in keeping and on par with the way they've played so far. 2 goals to 1, 4 goals to 3, 6 goals to 5, 8 goals to 7. That's when Audi took the lead in that last Chukka. And that ball just kept it in play. Castagnola, there's the backhand. Well defended, a good block here. Not allowing that ball to go through. Now then, have they got the time to run the ball up the field? Juan Martinero. Bit of a bouncing ball, but he's done well to pick it up again, using the half-volley. Incredible eye for the ball. Juan Martinero Lucas James tucks in behind. He got a piece of it. Spinacci too far out. Beg your pardon. Yeah, that was Spinacci to pick that one up. So, yeah, but you can see he was struggling. Juan Martinero was struggling that just to control and contain that ball. And with that whistle, that will be it for Chukka number 5. So 2-1 in that Chukka. Audi with Hector Castagnola with a penalty 3 and a regular score out of play. Juan Martin Zebia picking up one for Santa Rita. It'll come down to Chukka number 6. Please, we'd love to have you with us when we come back right here on CTV Sports. Once again, a very warm welcome. The 6th Chukka action. Here we go then. We're going to get straight down to business with Hector Castagnola for Audi picking up another goal, a very early goal after we had an issue and a whistle, I should say, at the end of Chukka number 5. So Hector Castagnola picking up his 8th goal now. Remember, 1 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. He gave it a miss in the 4th. Thought he'd let the others have a go. 2 again in Chukka number 5, and now an early goal here in Chukka number 6. And for the first time now, Audi with a 3-goal advantage. They've won the throw-in once again. Clearly want to put the final stamp on what really has been an exceptional game of high-goal polo here of the WPL. And this young man growing in confidence and, of course, a lot of experience here. Antonio Aguirre just slightly overcooked that one, put that over the back line. Remember, Antonio scored twice in Chukka number 4. So a very, very solid performance by Antonio, who's coming in for the Cobra for Mark Ganzi here this afternoon. We've got Fran Spinacci coming in for Melissa Ganzi. Of course, Santa Rita, Trenque, Lauquen, who now have it all to do here in this, the 6th and final Chukka. Good non-call there, as that was no imminent danger. Now that ball will be sent up to the number 2, Lucas James. Immediately surrounded there by Audi defenders. Nick Roldan coming in for a piece of it. Nice pick up here on the near side. Again, Lucas James will try and send that one back into the danger zone. He was looking for Juan Martin Zebia. Nick Roldan able to clear it. And not only that, find a recipient of that pass. But we have a whistle as Juan Martinero, I believe, was the player who who came down that line. Now, had he already taken possession of that new right-of-way? And that is what the umpires will be looking at and have to decide upon. Well, looks like that's exactly what had happened here. And as it is so far downfield, this is, of course, where the umpires will make the decision on where to place that ball or which penalty they will apply. And because it was so far down the field, an open goal penalty 2 for Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen, and as always, Lucas James. Yeah, and that is an important goal. That's his second penalty 2 conversion. His first goal here in Chukka number 6. But they needed an early goal here in the 6th and final Chukka after Castagnola put another one through to stop Audi from running away with scoring even more goals. So let's hope that this will be the catalyst and the motivator here. Well, they've won the next throw-in. That's good play here. Juan Martin Zubia. Lucas is going up. Has it taken off him there by Castagnola. Zubia comes in. Wants it back, of course. Mannix just tucking in nicely behind. Castagnola trying to wiggle his way out of 2 defending players here from Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. And this, of course, is where the pony, the horsepower, is so important. Now then, what's he got up his sleeve this time? Well, he knew he had another 10-goaler by the name of Juan Martinero coming up from behind. So we had to make a decision relatively quickly. Now the ball's left for Nick Roldan. Oh, and we have a whistle. We have a whistle to the disbelief here, as you can see, by Audi. Here is the backhand shot. That still looked relatively clean as they turn. Well, once again, it looks like it could be a right-of-way infringement as a player. It looked like Juan Martin Zubia might have jumped on that line. And, of course, once you have a situation, the line or the ball is awarded to the nearest player. Now then, will Audi appeal this? A good 4.5 minutes left on the clock. They're in the lead by 2. And it has, overall, been a very, very fair and open running game. So Gaston Dorignac just wants to get the heads up here from our instant replay official, who, as I say, is, of course, field side. Remember, they are connected through the headset. They can talk to each other, review the play. The other Audi players, of course, making the most of getting themselves on a fresh set of legs. Now, this, of course, as we've seen so many times be the case, is a very, very powerful tool and a very powerful weapon to be able to have these courtesy changes, to come up on a pony, which, of course, could give you just that little edge on getting to the ball before your opposition, your opponent, does. Well, it looks like they are still deliberating that play. Not an easy call for the umpires to make. There was a lot of traffic going on. There was a few situations or a few scenarios which I'm sure the IRO will be looking at also very carefully to determine when the foul was committed and by whom. Steve Lane, of course, our third man. Very good at breaking down those images. Well, they've given the hit from the spot a 5A in favor of Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen, which kind of coincides with the way I saw it. So here we go then. A little over 4 minutes left to play, and Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen need a very quick goal just to get within 1 and restore a little bit of pressure here on Audi. Juan Martinero deciding to run this one in himself. Still Nero on the near side. Yeah, the finishing touch. That last shot on the near side is what he needed. Nick Roldan will pick it up, and Audi's strategy will, I'm sure, now be possession. Holding on to that ball for as long as we possibly can. Ball is still in play as he slams on the brakes there. Head to Castagnola. Straight away in comes Juan Martin Zubia. Well, now the question is, did he ride in from behind? Well, once again, we'll see how he checks his pony, shuts it down. Yeah. And then, of course, as he ran over that ball, the play should have been, or must have been, or could have been to, of course, exit that situation. Well, the players are going to go in for a courtesy change. I'll be very keen to see what the umpires make of that. Castellano trying to control that ball, had to slam on the brakes. But now here we see this young man, Antonio Aguirre, scoring 2 amazing goals in Chukka number 3. And I'm sure his family and his teammates will be very, very happy with his performance here in this game. There he is, a good shot of Lolo Castagnola. Giving advice and, of course, being a very...
Iván Doplomar. And I'm Fernando Fiore, el presidente.
Just by looking at his hand, he might have had a knock on his hand. Now, I can assure you, especially when it comes to Nick Roldan, that will have been unintentional. And a very nice gesture just to make sure that that man, Juan Martinero, is okay. Let's hope it's just a slight bruise. Not really what you need to happen right at the end here of what has been an absolutely amazingly fast, incredibly high-paced high-goal polo game here in the Founders Cup. Well, he's clearly in no need to dismount. He's putting his glove back on. And, of course, it would have to be his mallet, his stick hand. Just a few stretches. Let's hope he's able to grip that mallet. Because it looked like a relatively clean hook. Nothing untoward. Well, will it be a fair play ball in? I'm sure the medic team, well, they will support and they will look at his hand. Make sure it's iced or whatever it is needed for it to calm down. Or was it indeed a dangerous use of the mallet? Well, you can see the umpires have decided to give an open goal penalty in favour of Santa Rita, and this is exactly what they need. Obviously, without the injury there sustained or the knock that Juan Martinero had. And this now by Lucas James to bring Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen back into the game, down by 1, but into double figures. Well, it looks like Juan Martinero now is just being seen to there by the medics. Would very much hope that it's nothing serious. Maybe a little of ice spray will for now at least, to get him over the last little over 3.5 minutes left to play here in this Chukka. And then, as I say, hopefully it'll all calm down and he'll be able to play as normal. So, umpires have awarded a penalty to an open goal penalty to for Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. And the man to do the honours here will be Lucas James. Well, you can't get them much straighter than that. So, second penalty two here for Lucas James, and brings, as I say, his team back within 1 goal. And we still have a good 3 minutes left to play here. But now, of course, the question is, how strong is that hand, or how painful, I should say, is that hand, that right hand of Juan Martin Nero, as they come back and line up on the halfway line. Ball's thrown into play. Now, ideally, of course, Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen would win the throw-in. It's going to be, however, Heta Castagnola for Audi. Good back up there from Mannix. Once again, a little bit short. Wanted to send that back to Castagnola. Now then, the man we just spoke about, well, he's holding his mallet. Turns. Steele there on the near side, but I think already turned, and therefore possession for that right of way was Juan Martin Nero. We'll see it here once again on your screens. Yeah, I think he turned just a fraction earlier before Mannix did. Let's see if the umpires saw that similar. Well, looks like they have, and because nobody was really going anywhere, of course, against, depending on where that foul took place, that slight right-of-way infringement there, as I say, Juan Martin Nero had already established himself on that line, just turning that fraction of a second quicker. So, a 5B, a hit from the centre. Now then, might we be in for a last-minute treat here and see the first 2-point conversion? Remember, the ball has to be just behind that halfway line. Well, he is a strong hitter, but he needs to hit it straight and deep, and he's decided to go and tap it in. Okay, so the ball is now over that halfway line, so if he did decide to take a shot, a long-distance shot from there, it would not suffice in being a 2-pointer. So let's see now if this man, Juan Martin Nero, he wanted to walk it in. Once again, picked up by Zubia. Roldan comes in for the challenge. Zubia, Roldan sticking very close to him. Another whistle will stop the play. Well, we not haven't, I think, had so many whistles consecutively as we've had now here in this part of Chukka number 6. Let's see what happened there. Was there a contact on that? Will he be done for shading? Just the slightest of rubs there would be the only thing that would come to my mind. Well, again, we'll have to wait and see what the umpires make of that. Well, you can see Nick Roldan, you know, just indicated there to the umpire how he saw it. Pepe Araja there just trying to calm him down and explain to him exactly what had happened. I mean, last thing you want to do, of course, is challenge that decision by the umpire, because they remember they can increase the severity of a penalty. So, for example, you know, if they get if they want to call a technical on a player, and the team has been awarded, let's say, a 5B or a penalty 4, they can move that up to either a 4 or a 3. And it looks like what they're deciding here to do is looks like they're going to go for a throw-in. We could have also had 2 offsetting fouls, which of course would neutralize that situation. So a slight advantage as they are in Audi territory here for Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen, and that advantage will be made the most of here by Juan Martin Zubia. Zubia looking for the equalizer. Lucas James on the near side trying to push it forward. In comes Franz Spinacci. Ball taken off him there. So, yeah, that could have been the equalizer. Once again on the move, using the boards as a fifth man. This is clever play here by Antonio Aguirre. Nick Roldan will pick this one up, and Nick Roldan, oh, he's overcooked it. Can he keep it in play? Wow. Now, did he do that on purpose? Or did he have to correct himself? Either way, an absolutely fantastic goal here by Nick Roldan. Yeah, he slightly overcooked it, then had to lean far out of the saddle, and with that goal, Nick Roldan now makes it that all four Musketeers are on the score sheet. Superb play. Yeah, slightly overshot that one. And look how he just takes his time, timed it just right, cracking under the next shot here by Nick Roldan. 12 goals to 10. We are down to about a minute of play, or under a minute, I should say, of play now here in Chukka number 6. And Juan Martin Zubia will have to drag his team and be very quick here. That's a nice long ball, but will he have the horsepower to get round the outside of Castagnola? Castagnola will just clear it. He's aware of the fact of the clock. There you can see it in your background, 46 seconds and counting as the clock goes down. Oh, hang on. Now that ball. Yeah, well, we'll have another whistle on that play, because it looked like there might have been a last-second foul there in that play. Juan Martin Zubia puts that wide. Well, I'm pretty sure with the number of seconds left on the score, you can see the players are shaking hands. So Audi came back very, very strong here, especially in Chukka number 4, where they scored 3 goals to the 1 goal by Santa Rita Trenque Lauquen. 2 of those goals coming from Antonio Aguirre. And with this, of course, Audi pick up their 3rd win. Here we have then the final stats of that game. 12 goals to 10. Well, I think that speaks volumes. Shots on goal, Audi with 3 more than Santa Rita. Again, that would explain it. Knock-ins, there again, not much in it. Throw-ins, Santa Rita winning the majority of the throw-ins, but of course the goals are what counted. Audi might need to look at the fouls committed, 5 more than those of Santa Rita. Penalty scored, again, not much in it. 160-yarder from Santa Rita, 4 penalty threes by Audi. So over and all, maybe just tidy up or clean up a little bit on the fouls, but congratulations to Audi, making it 3-0. Hard, but a very exciting day at the office. Santa Rita, as I say, we're looking for their 2nd win here this afternoon. It wasn't to be, but again, a great performance by Franz Binacci, Lucas James, Juan Martin Zubia, and of course we hope that Juan Martin Nero did not sustain too much of a serious injury on that play, which happened a little earlier on with Nick Roldan. So from all of us here at CTV Sports, remember to tune in this afternoon for our doubleheader of the Founders Cup. Casablanca will be taking on Travieso. Until then, enjoy your lunch, and we look forward to seeing you back here this afternoon. From all of us, good afternoon at CTV Sports.